Welcome to African Homecomers Day 2022. Most welcome to this incredible day. My name is Ankweta Beatrice Achaleke. I am the serial author of the Africa for Smart Kids book series, publisher of Lobuntu Books, and founder of Follow Me to Africa. You are tuned into the 2022 version of African Homecomers Day. And the essence of this day is it's very simple. It's to provide information. No, not to provide information, but to celebrate. I'm a little bit nervous this morning because power is out and I see my laptop is running down. So you bear with me when I stutter. It's just that one of those days. But we will keep the show going and find alternatives on how to move on. Today is Africa's Homecomers Day, and we are celebrating all the Africans who have come back home, who have packed their 2 suitcases or 3 suitcases and come back to the continent in search of greener pastures. Because, hey, our continent is full of greener pastures, full of opportunities and possibilities. Some people say challenges, but challenges are really what you call business opportunities, right? So some of us have been abroad, we have wandered around, and then we have decided to come back to the continent to in pursuit of greener pastures. So the reason why this day is so important is because quite often we don't see people who come back and set up base and create businesses, create opportunities, and grow our continent. So we at Follow Me to Africa thought that it's time, coming out of an unprecedented pandemic. It is the time to celebrate homecomers, to say, hey, I see you, sister, I see you, brother, and I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate your work, and I thank you for coming back home to grow the continent that we call home. So at Follow Me to Africa, we pride ourselves with not just coming home, but also helping those who are coming home, those who are ready to come home, to ensure that they have a smooth landing and that they set up their businesses and run. We connect you, we network with you, we help you brainstorm, we put in all our resources and the lessons that we've learned along our own homecoming journey to really help you to jumpstart your coming back home and make it easy for you. So if you're in the diaspora and you're still thinking about how to come, or you've come and then you've gone back, this is the space where you should be in. This is where you should come and get some answers, get some encouragement, meet people who have done it and who are not just preaching, but who are doing the talk. And this is where you get real substance, some really juicy content, tips and lessons learned. So we are live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. If you're joining in on any one of these platforms, you're most welcome and invited to join the conversation. Use the chat box and we will see you and bring you into the studio. And if you're out there, if you pray to God to bring power right now. If you pray to your ancestors or whoever, tell them to bring power, because we need power right now to run this program. Okay, that said, we have an incredible lineup of speakers for you. The speakers, we have 12 speakers from 7 African countries, all of them homecomers, people who have set up their businesses. And again, they're here to share not just their testimonies, but also to share lessons with you, share tips, tell you the things that you should do and the things that you should not do when you plan to come back home. These are people who are really incredible powerhouses and you really want to listen to them. So this program is for both adult and children. Make sure that you grab your children, grab your friends, and bring them to the screen so that we can all talk about Africa from a different perspective today. And we have the incredible teachers who are, again, proud Africans who have come back home and are in pursuit of their greener pastures and living their African dreams. So we are on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. That's where you find us. That's where you can participate in the conversation. And participation is free of charge. This may just be your Christmas present because we waived the price for this, the registration fees for this event. That's why we're bringing it to you live. So that said, you may be asking yourself, what is there in Africa for me? Why should I come back to Africa? The question that I will ask you in return is, why do you think there's so many people coming to Africa? Why do you think Africa was invaded in the first place? And why do you think that ever since then, the people who invaded the continent are still around? No one has gone. I mean, they're still here very much and growing. And recently we see many Asians coming into the continent. So there must be something here that is saying that we should be seeing. So that's one of the questions that I'm going to be discussing with my incredible, powerful homecoming experts on this day. So before we move on, I want to give you some more reasons why this day is so important and why we Africans need to come back home and do the conversation here. Why we need to come back home and set up businesses, take opportunities, own and drive Africa together. So let me take you to someone who is an incredible teacher. You probably know her. And if you don't know her, I recommend that you listen to her. So let me take you right in here and another video. I will have to go share my screen. Bear with me. Let me go pick that up, and then I will let you listen to her. And you will certainly find reasons why it is important for you to come back home and set up base. So here we go.
Why is it that we get coffee and tea from Switzerland? Have you seen the large coffee fields in Switzerland? A good portion of that is coming from our beloved continent. Why are these countries allowed to get away with relabeling African products as their own? It's all by design.
I'm a king, yes, I'm a king. I'm a king.
Once upon a time, our beloved continent was the center of the earth, was the center of the world. Once upon a time, our beloved continent was this beautiful tree of life that gave life not only to humanity, but to life in general as we know it. Invaders came to our beloved continent centuries ago, and they started messing with this tree of life that is Africa. We must understand the tree that was, the tree that gave life to the world. We need to understand what has been done to this tree to take it to where we have the Africa that is no longer the center of the world. When we understand what has been done to Africa, it makes it easier for us to strategize on how we can undo the damage, the destruction that has befallen our motherland, the African tree of life. I think it's clear that we understand for this tree to have issues. The issues are either issues above the ground, which is what they have mostly wanted us to focus on, versus issues below the ground, which are really the pivotal issues, the issues that they strategized to see to it that Africa and her children are forever defeated and dominated. Allow me to classify the issues, the reasons why this tree of life that is Africa is ailing. And I'm going to divide the issues between the two. Problems that are causing this tree to ail, but problems above the root, above the ground. And issues that are making this tree ail that are below the ground. Issues of the root. Quite often, we are focusing on the issues above the root, issues above the ground. Issues like the leaves and the flowers and the fruits and the branches that are falling off one season after another. Those issues like leadership, issues like corruption, issues like poor access to healthcare, poor education, poor infrastructure. Those are all issues above the ground. They come and they go. We change leaders every day in Africa. But tell me one African country that changed a leader and things changed. We might see some improvement, but fundamentally, nothing changes. This was all by design. Where we are lacking in our understanding of our Africa is the issues below the ground, the issues of the root, the issues that were predetermined by those who came to colonize Africa, those who came to settle in our beloved continent. Remember, when they came to Africa, the settlers, they found an amazing continent with everything and anything the world could ever need, well-established religious and educational systems. And they wondered, how on earth can we ever conquer such an amazing continent unless we come up with a strategy that will see to it that Africa and her children are forever defeated and dominated. I repeat, unless they came with a strategy that would see to it that Africa and her children are forever defeated and dominated. To start with, when the colonizers came to Africa, we didn't have the issue of color. Black and white did not exist in our languages. We were Africans. The missionaries were sent in with specific instructions to make the Africans believe that everything African was bad and everything European was better and more desirable. They put in motion a process of making us dislike that which was ours and go all out to embrace what the new invader was bringing to our beloved continent. I have to give it to them. They did a very good job at doing that. They hit us where it hurt the most, the mind. The missionaries taught us about white angels. The missionaries taught us about the devil who was black. The missionaries are white, like the angels. And that when we go to church, we must worship the white angels. And definitely want nothing to do with the black devil who looks like us.
So this is the background from which we are going to be having our conversations today. Thank you so much, Dr. Arikana Chihambori, Ambassador, for this background information that really allowed us to know where we stand, where we come from, and what we should be doing. So thank you for all of you who are joining on social media. Quick information, we switch sessions at the end of, we switch the channel at the end of every session to facilitate your access to the sessions. So this is the opening session, and we're about to switch to the next session. If you have been logged in on this channel, I invite you and encourage you to jump on the next link, because we are getting ready to get to the keynote, the opening keynote by Stephen Newton, and this will be coming up in the next few minutes. So grab your water, grab your whatever it is that you need, and come back to the screen, because we will be right back in another session, in our opening session, and this time around that will be on another channel. Just watch on the different social media channel. We have all the sessions lined up for you for easy access. Make sure that you switch to the next channel for the next opening session. But before you go, I want to show you we do a lot of things that really allowed us to work on the mind, as Dr. Chihambori said. And I'll take you quickly to Globuntu Books and show you what we have in terms of content that will really help you work on the mind before we move on to the next session. So give me 1 minute, I'll do that for you right now. So welcome back to Africa HomeComers Day 2022. My name is Ankweta Beatrice Achaleke. I am your host. So we are just about to be through with the opening session. Just to wrap it up for you, we are talking about homecomers. We're celebrating, we're sharing experiences, and we have a bunch of incredible homecomers lined up to share their experiences with you, but also to network with you. So you want to make sure that you stick around with us. This session is about to close. Make sure you grab the next link on your screen, because we're switching to the keynote. Make sure that you grab that one that says opening keynote, clearing misconceptions, and I will see you in the next few minutes in that other channel with our keynote speaker, Stefan Newton. Okay, so this session is closed. I see you in the next one. Don't go away.